Nightly greetings, one and all. William Theo here, homegrown and happy to bring you the major events happening here at home or all across the planet within the last 24-hour news cycle. And tonight we kick things off with what just about everyone knows. The country's best pitchman or chief salesman is the land's highest-ranking official, and the numbers are clear and unassailable. Foreign direct investments went up nearly double from last year's figures, thanks to the president's foreign trips and his relentless campaign to lure business and investors to put and grow their money in the Philippines, especially with the changes in the bureaucracy to ease and expedite doing business in the country and or transacting with government. A party list House representative earlier today cited Bangko Sentral FDI numbers showing net foreign direct investments or FDIs into the country reached $907 million or 89.9% more than the same period of last year. Reyes said the president's critics should put their doubts to bed and admit the foreign trips he has strung up have paid off in spades and led to the country's economic resurgence that stands out as second best in the ASEAN thus far. Meanwhile, U.S. President Joe Biden has time and time again said Israel must do more to protect civilians instead of leaving them unguarded in the Holy Land and ramp up entry and delivery of relief items to Gaza people locked inside their land. And though Israel has been more receptive to the concerns of its allies as a result of the huge miscalculation and intended consequences, Israel really has done little to allow more relief assistance and food supplies into Gaza. The increased entry of 18-wheeler cargo trucks from Israel are significantly offloaded of supplies to allow for more convenient and rigorous scanning of truck cargo. So says the chief of humanitarian assistance in the occupied Palestinian territory, who says the volume of aid is also affected by the kind of cargo or supplies, be it food, fuel, medicine, or household items or fixtures. And Washington, D.C. and other Western countries or Israel allies are keeping close tabs on Netanyahu, both in urging him to refrain from striking back against Iran and sticking to his planned offensive in Rafah that would significantly up the body count of innocent civilians, especially children and women. Revenge, they say, is a dish best served cold. Thus, Israel continues to mull its choices and let the heat of its anger or impulse to strike back subside over Iran's recent drone and ballistic missile attacks. And the United States and its allies keep urging Israel to hold back and take the win in having successfully thwarted the 350 projectiles launched by Iran over the weekend. VOA's Patsy Widakuswara tells us more.
On Tuesday, Israel displayed what it says is a ballistic missile it intercepted Saturday, one of the hundreds of missiles and drones launched by Iran in its first direct attack on Israel from Iranian soil. Iran said the attack was in response to an Israeli strike on its diplomatic building in Syria earlier this month. Israel has vowed to retaliate.
Iran will face the consequences for its actions. We will choose our response accordingly.
Israel reported only minor damage after it intercepted more than 300 Iranian missiles and drones with the help of the U.S. and regional allies. That suggests Iran's strike may have been calibrated to limit casualties. Analysts say Israel's counterstrike will likely target Iranian soil without killing civilians.
And without that target being symbolic in a political sense that could embarrass the regime and make them feel that they need to escalate it further. So all these maneuvers are very, very carefully calculated and could easily go wrong.
Israel could also opt for covert operations targeting Iranian officials or cyber attacks like the 2010 Stuxnet malware.
They created a virus and then they injected it into an Iranian nuclear facility and actually made the centrifuges spin uncontrollably and destroyed like millions of dollars and slowed down the nuclear capabilities of Iran.
Whatever option Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu decides on, President Joe Biden has told him the U.S. will not participate in Israel's counterattack and urged de-escalation.
We don't want to see a war with Iran. We don't want to see a broader regional conflict.
But that doesn't mean there will be no consequences.
I fully expect that we will take additional sanctions action against Iran in the coming days.
Netanyahu faces domestic pressure and international condemnation over the war in Gaza. Some are accusing him of intentional escalation with Iran, including Ayman Savadi, the foreign minister of Jordan, a U.S. ally that helped to protect Israel from Tehran's attacks.
It
is not secret that the Israeli Prime Minister's policy aims to expand the conflict in order to relieve the growing pressure on him globally as a result of the killing, war, and destruction he is doing in Gaza.
Other leaders have echoed calls for restraint. It's unclear whether Netanyahu will heed them.
He has always wanted to attack Iran, in particular to go after the Iranian nuclear sites. He may see this as his last opportunity to defeat all of Israel's enemies, Hezbollah, Iran, you name it.
Netanyahu again vowed Tuesday that he would defend Israel against Iran and its proxies. Patsy Widakuswara, VOA News, Washington.
At this juncture, we turn to our colleague in PTV's Pine City studios for the latest developments in the Cordilleras, Eddie Carta.
Main Bagarabi, Pilipinas, nagpalawag ti NGCP ti implementasyon ti rotational brownout kalpasan ani pasidong iti Luzon grid iti red alert iti Kalman. Impatungpal ti National Grid Corporation of the Philippines ti manual load dropping wino rotational brownout ito pat nga electric cooperatives iti Luzon. Pangaraman nito iti Benguet Electric Cooperative. Naidap ti Latrinad Lamot 69 kV line iso an awan iti supply ti kuryente ti subag mamuna paser ti Baguio City ken ti Tuba. Latrinad ken itogon iti pasado alas 4 ti malum ken nagsubli kalpasan ti nasurok may isang oras. Pamalawag ti NGCP na ipangatong ngamin ti red alert ti Luzon grid kalpasan na pwersa nga nagidap iti 19 a planta ti kuryente. May deklara ti red alert no agkurkurangan ti supply ti kuryente gapoy ti panakadadael dagiti planta wenno panaggato unay ti pagkasapulan iti kuryente. Kadaw yan ang umatngato ti demani ti kuryente manipot alas 9 tagsapa aging alas 9 iti rabii.
Isang ginagawa ng NTCP, yun nga kailangan mag-manual load drop para i-protect yung integrity ng grid. Mamimili sila ng mga specific areas na i-manual load drop para lang ma-resolve yung overloading ng power system at maintain yung stability.
Iti tadua pay adamag ngimbato ti kaso ti animal bite iti Baguio City. Iti datos ni Baguio City Health Services sipod iti 2023, 5,000 sa ngagasot siya mapulo ti kaso ti animal bite. Agtultuloy detoy ang umatngato aging itatawan. Kang runa na rason iti animal bite ti aksidente apan ang baddek kada iti taraken nga ayob nang runa ti aso ken pusa kan ti panagbalindang nga irritable wenno agresibo ita na bara ti panawon. Sigon pay kada iti eksperto, sanmet adagos ang marikna iti epekto ti rabies. Mabalin a bumayag iti aldaw, bulan, winutawan. Karaman iti sintomas ti panaggurigor, panagbuteng iti danom ken silaw. Balakad ti Baguio City Health Services Office ti first aid no makagat wino makaramutan dagiti taraken.
So ang bilang ng mga nakagat mula Enero 1 hanggang latest hanggang ngayon April 16 is umabot na po tayo ng 1,800 na kaso ng kagat at kalmot ng mga hayop ng mga pusa, aso. Nabibilang na rin dito, meron na din kaso ng monkey, pag-aalaga ng monkey at baboy.
Bueno, dagiti ng damag, manipo dito'y PTV Cordillera, siyak ni Eddie Carta, Naimbag, Arabi.
Thank you, Eddie, and that's all she wrote for tonight. Feel free to join us anew tomorrow, same time, same location on your remote or browser for more breaking stories here at home and all across the planet. Here's reminding you all to always work hard, dream big, count your blessings, and stay invested while you catch the news right here. William Theo wishing you all a restful night ahead.